Hello and welcome. This is ASO TV News. Many thanks for joining us. I am Princess Sobra Usman. The headlines. Speaker Abbas to lead APC's Reconciliation Committee for Bauchi State. FCT police arrest suspects for killing journalists in Abuja following investigation. Anibom Air bans passenger after violent attack on crew during Uyo-Lagos flight. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Speaker of the House of Representatives Dr. Tajuddin Abbas as chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC's Reconciliation Committee for Bauchi State. A statement by the Speaker's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ms. Musa Krishi, says the presidential panel is tasked with addressing and resolving internal disputes within the Bauchi State chapter of the party. Members of the committee include Governor Mai Mala Buni of Yobe State, former Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters Senator Abdullahi Abubakar, Senior Special Assistant to the President Political Ibrahim Masari, and Alhaji Usman Abubakar Gutomo. The Chief of Staff to the Speaker, Professor Jake Dan Azumi, was served as Secretary. Speaker Abbas said the prolonged crisis in Bauchi APC necessitated presidential intervention, leading to the committee's formation. He noted that President Tinubu selected the members based on their integrity, track records, and capacity to act fairly. The Speaker urged the committee to complete its assignment within 1 month ahead of the APC's congresses. The panel is expected to submit its report to the President in coming weeks for further action. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, has said that the federal government remains focused on transforming the agricultural landscape to meet Nigeria's growing food demand as a way of addressing food insecurity. The minister, while on a working visit to Jangwa Rice Farm in Ayakake, our local government area of Nasarawa State over the weekend, said by harnessing opportunities linked within the agricultural ecosystem, the President Tinubu's administration will, alongside food security, achieve economic diversification as well as empowerment of youth and women. He said all agricultural policies of the present administration are aimed at closing the country's food demand deficit and achieving sustainable food systems, maintaining that the federal government will work closely with the state government and private sector partners to strengthen Nigeria's food security architecture. The minister commended the state governor's initiative, assured of the federal government's continued support, and pledged to return after harvest to assess the positive impact of the initiative on the lives of the people.
As we're coming here, you could see the rural roads that was undertaken by the state government, the opening of the expanse of agricultural land, and look at what we are seeing here today. Look at this expanse. You know, Mr. President has challenged us to increase land production. Nigeria, we have 70 million hectares of arable land. We're only utilizing 50% of it, 35 million. We have a growing population, and unless and until we capture the additional. So what we are seeing here, you could see stumps of trees that have been falling, the cleared. All this place was almost unutilized forest, and now you can see now it's been turned into an agricultural haven. So for me, this is an exciting initiative. It is something that is in alignment with the renewed hope of His Excellency Mr. President to increase food production, to increase productivity.
He expressed faith in the capability of the initiative to further boost Nigeria's rice production to match consumption's demand.
Our demand for rice in this country is hitting about 10 million today. We are producing about 9 million tons. We have a short gap of less than 10%. With this initiative, we'll cover within no time. We're going to breach that deficit gap of rice. So, Your Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, this is an initiative that is worthy of emulation and commendation. We commend you and appreciate the effort that you're doing. I mean, you could see the youths that have been uplifted. And you could see the joy and happiness in their faces. This is exactly what we want.
Governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, in his remarks, pride Nasarawa State as one of the top rice-producing states and currently the largest producer of sesame in the country. He revealed that the initiative already provided an opportunity to positively engage the youth and women in farming and also reduce crime in the state.
After the removal of subsidy, after the unification of the foreign exchange, it gave us the opportunity to begin to see improved revenue. So with that improved revenue, agriculture is usually a big investment. And it's an investment that you are not likely going to see a return in good time. But you have to look at the benefits of the agriculture. You know, the benefits one is what the minister has seen and is impressed. You can see all the youth in this area have been engaged. So they are working. They are not only working and getting the daily bread, they are also working and having the opportunity to learn the technology. Some of them couldn't drive tractors. Today they can drive tractors.
A statement by an Assistant Director, Information in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ezeaja Ikemefuna, said the farm site visited is 1,300 hectare rice farm in Jangwa, Nasarawa State, one of the legacy agricultural projects of Governor Abdullahi Sule. The farm divided into 3 segments: Block A, 250 hectares, Block B, 350 hectares, and Segment C, 700 hectares, is a model of youth and women engagement in commercial agriculture. Its sources is high-quality seeds, Faro 45 and Faro 61 from Olam, which also serve as the major off-taker of the paddy. An aspirant who ran in the All Progressive Congress primaries for the Kwali Area Council, Usman Jia, has defected to the African Democratic Congress. Jia made this announcement before his supporters in Kwali. Our correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar completes the story.
Despite the ADC already having Honorable Jeremiah Bandoji as its flag bearer, Jia's defection has thrown a new twist into the political landscape of Kwali Area Council, declaring that he is now the ADC candidate for the council. Addressing his supporters, Jia described the day as a great one for the political future of Kwali, saying his decision was a collective one with his people following the outcome of the APC primaries.
I always abide by the suggestion or opinion of my people. And the people said about last 3 weeks ago that we must get another platform. And we set up a committee, and by the special grace of God, we are able to run on ADC today.
Jia urged his supporters to maintain peace and be active and courageous in the tasks ahead. He also announced that his team has put in place necessary arrangements to mobilize his people for the independent National Electoral Commission INEC voter registration exercise.
We have put in a very formidable structure to mobilize our supporters and make sure they are registered by the special grace of God. That arrangement is on ground. Ours is INEC should conduct a free and fair election.
The defection has generated mixed reactions among Jia's supporters, with some expressing their views on the new development.
I think we have the right, since they prefer to do without the people, then we will go to the people and take them to the promised land. That is why we are going to another party.
The Gwari man we have been ruling Kwali Area Council for many years. I want this, let's rotate it so that there will be unity in Kwali Area Council, so there will be justice in Kwali Area Council.
In democracy, the majority carry the vote. Where your people are going, you cannot say only you will remain in one place, you will not be going. So democracy is for the people.
As we go back to ADC, we see the movement is very, very clear. We are ready to work to the ADC.
As the FCT Area Council elections draw nearer, more cross-carpeting and strategic maneuvering are expected within the political class as they vie for victory. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
The 2025 week-long Rotary Youth Leadership Academy activities organized by all Rotarians in Abuja, have come to a close. Topsy Gibingaba brings us highlights from the activities.
The Rotary Youth Leadership Academy 2025, which began on the 3rd of this month, has come to a close in Abuja. The Rotary Youth Leadership was organized by all Rotarians with the theme Passion, Action and Reaction. The District Chair Rotary Youth Leadership Academy 2025 to 2026, Rotary Year A.G. Olajumoke Ekende, said the event was aimed at preparing young children to appreciate life and support it where necessary.
Onboarded all the participants to a platform, and we began orientation on that platform. Now we have RILA, 1 week RILA program. After this program, we are going to have a post-RILA program where, of course, we're going to have M&E, monitoring and evaluation and support. So post-RILA is to follow up on all of these participants to ensure that they remain on course.
The District Governor, District 9127, DEM, Dr. Joy Okoro, said the Rotary Youth Leadership is an academic exercise that mentors youth to develop passion and to also react positively for the sake of humanity. She said it is a continuous exercise that all Rotarians get involved in annually.
And in the process, they learn a lot. We put them to impact on one another, make friendship, learn how to do so many things. For instance, some have learned how to be shoemakers. Some have learned how to decorate, event planners. Some have learned tailoring. Some have learned photography. Some have learned designs. Some have learned how to shoot films. All kinds of skills that will help them in life. Instead of staying home doing nothing. Because the white-collar job is nowhere. We train them, Rotary trains them to be helpful to themselves.
The District Governor nominee, Dr. Chijioke Ekechukwu, described the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy as a program to catch them young.
Rotary Youth Leadership Academy is to bring youth together who have different skills and teach them those skills so that tomorrow they can be very good entrepreneurs.
And the past president, RCAM, District Youth Protection Officer 2025 to 2026, Rotarian Ago Ijioma, have this to say.
If they are being harassed, if they are being molested, or if they notice any of the children going into drugs or, sexual harassments and all that, that is where we come in. And we ensure that Rotary International policies and guidelines are properly followed.
Many young people who attended the week-long Rotary Year benefited from the week-long program and have this to say.
But coming here, in all honesty, from the very first experience that I had, the teachings and everything has been top-notch. It left an impact in one way or the other. It actually affected my thinking about leadership.
As a project manager too, I feel like my skills have been elevated because there are some things that usually I would have overlooked, but because of that skill acquisition training that I had to go through.
If you have the opportunity to be here, don't take it for granted, because I did not take mine for granted. I built myself. Standing here in front of you as Miss RILA 2025.
I also learned graphic designing. I believe this place is a wonderful place for you to come, to be inspired, to be a leader, and to be great.
Coach Sam said, you are the captain of your destiny. So it depends on you to live a purposeful life, to know the purpose of your life, so that you'll be able to be a purpose to others, so that you'll be able to impact others.
Topsy Gimba, ASO Television News.
You're watching ASO TV News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, Free TV channel 507, also on the UHF band on channel 38. And still to come on the news, Ibom Air bans passenger after violent attack on crew during Uyo-Lagos flight. Stay with us for details of these and more stories after the break.
Let's get one thing straight. Being a woman with disabilities doesn't mean you don't have the right to quality sexual and reproductive health information and services. Family planning, maternity care, STI prevention. Every woman deserves access to safe, respectful, and inclusive reproductive health care. My body, my health, my reproductive rights. No limits, no exceptions. Your health matters. Your choices matters. Get informed, get care, and take charge of your future.
Welcome back. Moving on, the Executive Director, Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, CRISED, Dr. Ibrahim Zikirullah, is calling for robust representation and recognition of the original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory. He made a call during the Grand Cultural Rally of the FCT Original Inhabitants, commemorating the 2025 United Nations International Day of the World's Indigenous People. Here's the report put together by education correspondent and presented from our studio.
Joining other tribes across the globe to celebrate the United Nations International Day of the World's Indigenous People, native tribes from around the FCT gathered at the Old Parade Ground in Abuja to celebrate their indigenous cultural heritage. In his welcome address, the Executive Director, Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, Dr. Ibrahim Zikirullahi, highlighted the age-long setbacks and challenges of the original inhabitants of the FCT.
For decades, they have endured landlessness, ancestral land seized without consultation, compensation, or restitution. The sacred grounds that hold their history, their grace, and their identity have been replaced by government edifices, luxury estates, and commercial centers, while the rightful custodians are left displaced, impoverished, and disregarded.
While affirming the strong collaboration between CRISED and the MacArthur Foundation in cultural development, the African director of the MacArthur Foundation, Dr. Ahmed Shatima, stressed the political exclusion and economic deprivation of the FCT originals.
As we are also struggling for representation of women in our National Assembly and others, how do we also raise political representation as issue? And the last and critical issue is around economic empowerment through targeted investments, education, and job creation.
For the first time, I think in history, we are trying to partner with civil society organization, advocacy, so that an international organization, so that they can add more voice to our this struggling.
Display of FCT indigenous dance, food, and arts and crafts was the major highlight of the events.
The former Inspector General of Police, IGP Michael Kiro, has advised noble ladies to make their voices heard in the country's politics and other life's endeavors. IGP Michael Kiro gave the advice during the official unveiling of the association and inauguration convention of noble ladies in Abuja. Topsy Gimba has details.
The former Inspector General of Police, IGP Mayo Kiro, said the unveiling, launch of the Noble Ladies magazine, as well as the inauguration and convention of the association was significant to the woman gender, where their political ideas, economic development, and other endeavors can be better presented and articulated in today's society. He described women as pillars of development, saying the birth of the association would open a new page for their lives.
So I join you today. That culture will give us women. You priority. Don't say educate a child, educate a girl, educate a nation. They just say it's a fact. So don't look for fear here, but thank God that we're here. And as you go, make sure you take something.
Earlier, the president and founder of the Noble Ladies Association, Mrs. Margaret Okpuma Chigwozie, said the Noble Ladies Association is formed as a rally point for ladies in the society, aimed at making them take rightful place in the society. She said the association will serve as a voice and will also help to sell their endeavors in all spheres of life.
I will tell them that that is not the end of your life. You are just coming up again. You are coming up, look for something you will do. And we also encourage people before retirement, get something. you will start doing before retirement, so that when you retire, you won't say, my life is over. Even if the government doesn't pay you, you have to pay yourself. And we've also taught people in Noble Ladies that it is not supposed to be about government all the time. Get yourself something doing, get yourself a job. You can give yourself a job. Sit down and think critically. You will find one or two things that you will do to make your life better.
The two guest speakers, Mrs. Gloria Uno and Dr. Lilia Obi Ogwagu, stress on the importance of the association with the need to show their talents for the sake of transforming their homes and by extension the society.
Become a mentor to a girl. All of you now, you're learning things from the Noble Women. If you can transfer that to the girl child in your surroundings, it will go a long way.
And I saw it growing each time she would inform me. I would just be amazed, and sometimes you don't believe that so much work and unity has brought you people together.
The executive officers of the association have this to say.
Yes, it has actually done well for me and my family. What I've learned here in Nobles, I have applied it to my personal business.
Noble lady is that decent woman. A noble lady is that woman of integrity. A noble lady is that woman who is soft-spoken. A noble lady is that woman who is able, to bring the world situation to a
kind woman. I've not seen her type before. At the time when I did, I think it is third investment, right, or the fourth investment, I had an issue. Something was disturbing me. It was not time for the investment to be paid, I talked to her. My spirit said, speak to her, she's a mom. When I talked to her, she said, you're keeping quiet. Why didn't you tell me all this while? She paid me the money and my problem was solved. I was very happy.
Topsy Gimba, ASO Television News.
Three suspects have been arrested by operatives of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command attacked on Pape Division in connection with the murder of Mr. Azubuko Wakama, a staff member of Liberty Radio, who was attacked and robbed on 14 June 2024 at Pantekan Market in Pape, Abuja. According to a statement issued by the command spokesperson, Josephine Ade, following the incidents in June 2024, detectives from Pape Division immediately launched a comprehensive investigation. SP Ade recalled that the suspects had disposed the victim of his mobile phone and other valuables, adding that despite extensive tracking efforts, the device remains switched off, making it difficult to trace. She disclosed that the investigation team remained on the case for over a year, closely monitoring possible digital traces linked to the stolen phone. The police spokesperson noted that breakthrough came on 2nd August 2025 when the victim's phone, a Redmi 13C, was switched on, saying that it was immediately tracked to a 32-year-old Mutari Lawal from Kano State, who was promptly arrested. The statement further noted that during interrogation, Mutari confessed to attacking and stabbing the deceased before making away with his valuables. The FCT police spokesperson said he named his accomplices as Dan Asabe Ibrahim, 22-year-old from Zamfara State, and Danjuma Ibrahim, 18 years, from both of no fixed address in Pape, with whom he carried out the crime. The suspect further disclosed that he took the stolen phone to Kano, kept it switched off for a year, and only powered it on August 2025 to wipe data, insert his SIM, and return to Abuja. Ibom Air has confirmed the violent incident on its Uyo to Lagos flight on Sunday, August 10. The airline, in a statement this Monday, says passenger Comfort Emanson refused to switch off her mobile phone before takeoff and later launched a physical attack on the purser after landing in Lagos, tearing off her wig, breaking her glasses, and hitting her, adding that a second crew member and security staff were also assaulted. According to the statement, Ms. Emanson allegedly tried to seize a fire extinguisher as a weapon before being restrained and handed over to the police. Ibome has banned her for life and reported the case to the Aviation Authority, reiterating its zero-tolerance policy for unruly passengers. The airline praised the crew's professionalism and thanked security agencies for their swift response. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted thunderstorms and rain from Monday to Wednesday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released on Sunday in Abuja envisaged morning thunderstorms on Monday over the northern region with moderate rains over parts of Sokoto, Kebbi, Adamawa, and Taraba states. The agency envisaged a high possibility of floods occurring in parts of Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, and Sokoto state during the forecast period. For the central region, there are prospects of light rain over parts of Niger state during the morning period, while in the afternoon, thunderstorms with light rains are anticipated over parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau, Niger, Nasarawa, Benue, and Kogi state. NIMET anticipated cloudy skies over the southern region with prospect of intermittent light rain in affected parts of Ebonyi, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom during the morning period. It predicted moderate rains over parts of Enugu, Edo, Ebonyi, Ekiti, Osun, Abia, Cross River, Delta, Akwa Ibom, and later in the day. For Tuesday morning, thunderstorms with moderate rains are anticipated over parts of Yobe, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, Adamawa, and Kaduna states. The agency predicted light rains over parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Niger State, Nasarawa, Plateau, Benue, and Kogi State in the central region during the morning period. And on business, Nigerian Export Promotion Council has announced that Nigeria's oil export rose by 19.59% during the first half of 2025. Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer NEPC, Mrs. Nonye Ayeni, disclosed this in Abuja during the presentation of the progress report on the non-oil export for the first half of 2025, while highlighting benefits of President Tinubu's Renew Hope agenda. Business correspondent Ile Emeje has details.
The African Continental Free Trade
Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, Mrs. Nonye Ayeni, in her speech at the presentation of the first half-year progress report on the non-oil export performance for year 2025, announced that the non-oil export increased by 19.59% to $3.225 billion, commending efforts of the President and the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment for the achievement of the Renewed Hope agenda.
I'm pleased to inform you that non-oil product exported in the first half of 2025 were valued at $3.225 billion. This shows an increase of 19.59% as against the sum of $2.696 billion recorded for the first half of the year 2024. The volume also increased to 4.04 million metric tons compared to 3.83 million metric tons for the same period in 2024.
While indicating that the products exported ranges from agricultural commodities and extractive industries, the NEPC boss pointed diversification of Nigerian non-oil export products to semi-finished and manufactured products.
In the first half of the year 2025, a total of 236 different products were exported under the period under review. This represents an increase of 16.83% when compared to 202 distinct products exported in the first half of 2024. The products exported range from agricultural commodities, extractive industries, and manufactured and semi-processed products. However, it is pertinent to state here that non-oil export of Nigerian products we are gradually diversifying from traditional agricultural export to semi-processed and manufactured products.
Mrs. Ayeni highlights top exported products to include cocoa beans, urea, and cashew nuts.
Of the top 20 products exported in the first half of 2025, cocoa beans was the most exported commodity with 34.88% value in terms of total export compared to 23.18% for the same period in 2024. Urea and fertilizer came second with 17.65% as against 13.78% for the first half of 2024, while cashew nuts with 12.35% of the total export, also against the 8.62% for the same period in 2024.
She further disclosed that Netherlands, United States of America, and India were the top 3 destinations of exported products, while pledging more support. Ile Emeche, ASO Television News.
And that's the news. Many thanks for watching. I am Princess Sabra Usman.